Cedric Welton here, Women's Wrestling Talk, and I'm here with the God Queen, Delmi Exo. And this is MLW's first event on the West Coast, obviously not the result we wanted, but how did you feel about the performance? I did see some sportsmanship at the end.
That you did, Cedric. You know, I brought the fire out tonight. Maybe it was the gold, maybe it was dragon breath that got to me, but I'll let it get to my head a little, but that's not what we're going to walk away from. We're going to walk away from the win of two absolutely dedicated women who just went out there and put their heart on the line in front of a sold-out crowd, a two-time sold-out crowd that Major League Wrestling was able to put on for tonight. Shoko Nakajima, that is the first time that I've ever been able to wrestle her. And, you know, there's been so many times where I feel like I've hit a peak in my career and I've hit a wall, and every time I've been able to get my hands on wrestling someone who has like that dedication, it just brings me back and it makes me remember why I do this and why I am here today.
So I know she came to your turf. Is there a chance that you'll show up on her turf for the rematch?
You probably watched the match and you probably saw me calling her out and saying that this was my territory. Major League Wrestling is God Queen territory, but I would absolutely love to go and visit my friends over at Tokyo Joshi Pro. You know, there's a couple people I've been able to face across, like Miyu Yamashita, and that would be an absolute dream of mine to be able to return to Japan and wrestle again.
Speaking of that, are there any matches that currently we're early in 25? Is there a dream match out there that you want to accomplish by the end of the year?
So, fingers crossed, because I am like hoping on this. I've seen her like getting back into the engine and like back into the indie machine. I would absolutely love to wrestle Deonna Purrazzo. If anyone can make that happen, I'd be so happy. She was someone who I like wrestled like one of my first 20 matches with. It was me and Ashley Box, my real life sister, and she had one of our first tag matches. I learned a lot in that match with her, and you know, to be able to run that back in a singles aspect of who I am now and who she is now, I think that would just be amazing.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I hope that happens. Yeah. Now, speaking of, you mentioned the Virtuoso. Maybe somebody you modeled your game after. Queen of the Ring is about a month in theaters now, sort of major version. I don't know if it's called the movie. Is there any performers, past, present, or current, or future, like that you might model your game after, or anybody that you idolize to answer this question?
Honestly, when I first started watching wrestling, I was probably like 3. And China was the one who was like on top of the game. That was actually my nickname growing up, was China, because my dad would like have me sneak up on his friends and he would make a noise. I was like, and I would just wail on them. And so I was ready to fight guys when I was like this tall. So China's someone who I go back and watch. A lot of the old time divas that like, you know, kind of get overlooked. I mean, now we're in an era where we like appreciate them more, but like the Jazzes of wrestling, the Luda Vachons, all of them who didn't get to have that momentum because there wasn't enough women to be able to like share the ring with. I am constantly watching tape. I don't want to miss any names, but like there's just so many out there. I mean, I've been able to like watch like Bull Nakano, and like we've just seen the Dump Matsumoto documentary, and going back and watching her and like her mannerisms and like really like feeling that vibe and that energy now whenever I do feel like I'm getting more aggressive. I feel like I am channeling all these people. There's so many. There's so many. You have to watch a show so you can know them all.
You're the guy who
yes.
the China movie ASAP. And then we're in the midst of the Battle Riot 40-man match taking place right now. First time title's been defensed in this type of match. Who do you predict will win the night as champion, and who do you expect to show up that maybe we haven't seen tonight?
I'm stressed, first off, for the current champion. Would not want that. I'm glad I had a one-on-one opportunity. I would not want to be defending against 39 different men. Kudos to him. If he does walk away, flowers. If I had to pick, I got my friend Anthony Green in there, so I'm going to root for him. Gross. Don't tell him I said that.
And then we're in California. Sunny California. Any plans for the Sunshine State right here? A lot of people say In-N-Out.
In-N-Out is on the menu, getting the animal style. But we do want to walk the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the Walk of Fame.
Yeah. I want to see a star.
There we go.
I don't know.
Maybe one day you'll have your own stars.
Not now.